Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Tara. I'm also known as Amitria Dia. I've decided to start this channel to help people to raise their awareness, to bring about the elevation of vibration. And today we're going to talk about grounding and why it's so important and what it is and how you can participate at it at any time. What is grounding? Grounding is a spiritual connection to Mother Earth, to Mother Gaia. It's centering your soul in your body and having it connect to the earth. A lot of people at times will feel like their energy is floating. And since we're energy balls, as we learned yesterday, human beings are just one big cluster of energy, right? When we are grounded, we feel safer, we feel in tune and connected to Mother Nature. Things that can cause ungrounding would be things like having a really bad injury, the kind that makes you a little woozy or see stars, being overly tired, doing some energy work other than Reiki. Reiki will replace your energy. So, because that's a divine life source energy of universal energy from divine source. So, Reiki energy actually throws through the practitioner and replaces some of the energy for them. Whereas other energy work is the spiritualist or the person applying the energy work or the healing that is using their own energy, in which case you will start to feel ungrounded and need to replenish that energy source. Working with spirit, if you do mediumships, if you do oracle readings, if you do psychic readings, these things can cause you to become ungrounded. Now, some signs of needing to be grounded, and these are not all, but some, these are not all inclusive, but a lot of symptoms are being clumsy, having high anxiety, being agitated, having an inability to focus or concentrate, being tired after a restful sleep, getting lightheaded or dizzy. You know, we just talked about injuries that make you feel woozy. Well, being lightheaded or dizzy or having sentences of vertigo can be indications that you need to be grounded. Now, some of the ways to go about healing this are to do some cleaning and smudging of your space and your energy. If you haven't heard of what smudging is a practice of burning dried herbs, lighting them on fire and drying them, and using the smoke to cleanse the energy around you. This is a lot of Native Americans will use this as a practice with sage. As a matter of fact, there's a controversy about people of not being of Native American descent using sage as a cleansing process at this moment, because apparently sage is on the indigenous list and getting ready to almost be non-existent from what I understand. I don't know how valid that is. I have not fact checked that. I don't know if it's accurate, but I know that on some of the websites that I've been on and groups in Facebook that I've been on, that has been a topic of conversation. So there's other ways to smudge using things like rosemary, mint, basil. Those will be alternatives to sage as well. Okay, so we did talk about a little bit of cleaning your space and smudging. We can make time to complete grounding exercises. You can close your eyes and relax. You can put your feet on the floor, ground or sand. You could wrap your arms around a tree. Yesterday, I felt completely ungrounded. I went down to the beach and I was able to sit where the water meets the shoreline and just grasp my hands into the sand and let the water wash over me and wash back. And it felt amazing. Not even gonna lie. That was one of the best experiences ever. I actually got goosebumps as I was laying there in the sand. Okay, so there's a few different meditations that you can apply to this situation to remedy and heal the ungrounding feelings and effects. Um, One of these is being the rooted tree with the connection to Mother Gaia, with the connection to Earth. So, if you will entertain me for just a moment, I'm going to. Well, there's two. One goes into the other. So, maybe what I'll just do is instead of trying to detail the meditation and deliver a meditation to you, I will explain the meditation to you as I have prepared it, and then you can. We'll see what happens. I don't know. This is like my third video. I have no idea how to present to you. I'm doing the best I can. Fingers crossed you're enjoying me. Okay. So, if you will, close your eyes for a minute. This is a meditation and visualization. There will be two combined ways of bringing this to fruition for you. Imagine trees and roots coming from your feet and see the roots growing down into the ground, all the way to the earth's core. This is if you can be standing. Um, Now, if you are sitting down, maybe you can get into a lotus position, crossed legs, and allow for your root chakra, where your tailbone is, to grow roots from your tailbone down into the sand. See the feet or root chakra going down deep, deep into the sand on a beach. Imagine a warm beach. Imagine your feet or your tailbone in the sand and see the water splashing over you. And really, really close your eyes. Try to feel that connection between you and the warm, soft sand underneath your feet, the splashing water from the waves, the connection to the earth in general, and stay there. Hold that feeling. Allow it to wash over you. Know that you are safe. Know that you are connected. Know that you are in tune and in touch with Mother Nature, and Mother Gaia is there to give you that spiritual connection, centering your body and your soul into the connection of the earth, into the connection of Mother Nature, and knowing that as you start to open your eyes, any of those signs of needing to ground have been alleviated and eliminated, and that you are one centered, anchored, and grounded energy with the universal life force and the energies of the earth. Now, sometimes we're in a position where we're not able to close our eyes and do a simple meditation such as that. Now, granted, there's a lot of places that we can be and people wouldn't even know that we were doing it, but in the event that you can't participate in that such of a grounding technique, there's other things that you can do. For example, water. Water is the eternal life force energy of everything. There is water in everybody and everything. The universe is made up of water. Most of the earth is made up of water. I'm mostly made up of water, and so are you. So, physical grounding techniques would be taking small sips of water throughout the course of the day with the intention to ground yourself. This water is intended to help me feel centered, grounded, and connected to Earth. Oh, that's delicious. And just doing things like that throughout the course of the day with the intention to be closer to the Earth, to be connected to the Earth. You also can eat raw rooted vegetables or fruits with the intention to ground yourself. What's better to ground yourself than the actual rooted plant from the earth? A carrot. I can't. carrot, yucca, just things that are going to come up from the earth and be a rooted vegetable ingested into our bodies is going to give us a very, very big connection. You can stop your feet at any given time. Can you get up and just stop those feet? And when you're stomping those feet, that's going to be a connection to the earth as well. It's going to make you feel grounded, centered, protected. You can always take your shoes off and walk barefoot on the ground. Nobody can ever tell you that you can't do something so simple as that. Just your feet on the soil, on the grass, on the stones, whatever it is that you live near, that you can stick your feet on and connect with the Mother Nature, with Mother Gaia. That's an easy exercise. It doesn't cost anything. Nobody knows what you're doing. You can do it silently. And guess what? It will reconnect you. Now, when I was growing up, we used to call green energy and recyclable enforcers or people that were into that, we would call them tree huggers. But you know what? You really can hug a tree and feel connected and grounded to the earth. If you just wrap your arms around a tree for a little bit and let that energy absorb into you, it will give you that same effect as if you were putting your hands and feet into the soil. Now, granted, if you're already standing at a tree, you could probably just go ahead and take your shoes off and connect that way to the earth, but some people really like to hug a tree. So if that's you, go for it. There's many different crystals and gemstones that you could carry with you for different reasons, spiritually speaking, metaphysically speaking, the energies that work and unite with your own energies. And for grounding and for physical grounding and anchoring and centering, things that work well as far as stones are concerned are going to be a smoky quartz, a brown tourmaline, a magnetite, bloodstone, fire agate. I'm sure there's plenty others. You can ground with some essential oils. You can ground with some, sandalwood. You can ground with some, really just about anything that you would find out in nature. You can ground with some flowers. If you're a great way to do some grounding is to get into gardening. My grandfather used to garden all the time, but gardening is great. That will get you into the sand. It'll put you hands into the dirt. I highly recommend not wearing gloves. I know it's kind of gross. You can get the dirt into your fingernails and what have you, but getting your hands into that soil. I love to be down at the beach. I'm not so much one for earthly soil. I'm a water sign. What you'll find is that according to your sign is how much you do in connections. Like, if you're an earth sign, you might find that you do better in taking a walk in a nature path or sitting on a wooden dock because the wood is connected. I always go back to the water, so that's why I throw that wooden dock in there. If you are a fire sign, you might feel that, well, fire is very cleansing anyway, but you might feel the way that the best connection for you is when you're sitting outside in Mother Nature and you're enjoying a bonfire. Then there's air signs that may feel better when they're outside and, there's like a good breeze going on and what have you. But according to your sign and according to what you feel connected to can give you a better idea of how you want to connect to Mother Nature. Like I said, for water signs, one of the best things that we can do is get our butts into a lake, an ocean, a creek, a body of water. The more natural the body of water is, the better it is for the human soul, for the connectivity of being with nature in that grounding experience. Okay, so I sort of went out on a tangent today, and I'm still not 100% confident in the way that I'm giving these deliveries to you guys, but I do hope that you will enjoy the way that I deliver it. You enjoy my energy, that you feel engaged, that you'll ask some questions, and maybe I'll be able to get some answers out there to you. Tell me what you think of the channel. Oh God, don't be so, be nice, please. I'm triple water sign. I can be very emotional, but I do feel it's my calling to get this information out there to you, to share it with you, to share the content in a way that is very basic. I have watched a lot of different YouTube videos on different variations of the physical and metaphysical, of spirituality, and of just walking the different realms of the universe. And I find that unless you have a general understanding, you may not understand what everybody's saying. And that's where I'm trying to open up the awareness to, is the back to basics, so to speak, so that you get a general foundation of how it's all connected and how it all works. So my name is Tara, and the reason for this channel is because I am here to raise the elevation of vibration, to help you to raise your frequency vibration and that here of the earth. We are evolving, we are moving forward, we are learning more about ourselves naturally, spiritually awakening awareness, and that is what I feel compelled to do. That is what my soul's calling is, to help deliver these messages to you all, and hope that they find you in love and light, and to hope that you are receptive to the information that I am sharing with you, and that it makes sense and that it resonates with you and it helps you understand and experience. Guys, it's been my pleasure bringing this information to you. Can't wait for tomorrow when we can do some talk about shielding and protection, and how to go about shielding our psychic aura so that we are not prone to attack psychically, and so that people can't drain our energy from us. Walk in light and love, guys. Give everybody a blessing and a compliment. Be the reason somebody smiles. Tell them they got a great sense of humor. Tell them that they have a great dress on. Tell them that they got great shoes. I'll see you tomorrow. Walk in light and love. Peace, love, and namaste.